What is good morning? I don't know what is a good morning anymore. How y'all doing today? Welcome to Ovatyme Sports Talk. This is your boy Big Sin. I'm here with Hollywood J Black.
What's good, people? This is your boy James, aka Hollywood J Black, live in the building. And bruh, it is a crisp 36 degrees outside. I think I saw a polar bear walk by one time, or he might have been a polar bear at one time. He might have been a regular bear, and now is a polar bear. But who the fuck knows? It's too damn cold outside, man.
Well, at least you're not buried under a blizzard, like some places right now.
At least if I was buried under a blizzard, I'd have an excuse to be cold, and I'm not. I see the sun and it's fucking cold. There's no clouds in the sky. There's nothing. It's just fucking cold. What's the temperature? Fucking cold. That's what it is.
The temperature is fucking cold.
Right. Fucking cold.
So we are going to get this shit started. After last night's events of the fire alarm going on at Mr. Granger's place of residence, last night's video was a little awkward, to say the least.
Awkward and loud. I'll tell you that much. I couldn't believe it myself. It's fine, though. It's fine. I'll cry about it later.
Well, the funny thing is about this whole situation is the fact that Mr. Black just informed me that as soon as we ended the stream, everybody was about to go back in their house.
That's because our show was lit and on fire, like your boy said. So let's see. Let's take a look. We have a lot of NBA to talk about, so we're going to have to dedicate the majority of the first part of our program to NBA. So let's get right down to it. Yesterday we talked about the Wizards beating the Knicks, the Sixers beating the Spurs, and the Rockets beating the Magic. So let's get down to the surprise of the evening. Well, probably not a surprise if you're Big Sin over there, but the Brooklyn Nets edging out the Minnesota Timberwolves, 98-97. Spencer Dinwiddie with the go-ahead field goal with 10 seconds left in the game to secure the victory for the Brooklyn Nets. Bruh, how do you feel? I
still want to know what the hell a Spencer Dinwiddie is.
Spencer Dinwiddie is the guy that's been out playing. D'Angelo Russell has been injured. I mean, that's neither here nor there.
So he's just another random motherfucker putting up points right now.
Well, this is his break. He's going to get paid. Let's just put it that way. This man has now secured some money.
Well, it's easier to get paid when you're only making $1. Okay.
He's got that veterans minimum. It's all right. Some notable stats right here. And the reason why I could say that the Nets won, I'm going to take off my glasses because
you can say the reason why you can say the Nets won is because they scored more points than the other team.
That's true. But all right. So the Nets played Nets ball. If you've ever seen a Nets game this season, they spread the floor and they also play really good defense. And that defense came through as the only person that really got off was Jimmy Butler, who scored 30, which is not good if you relied on Karl Anthony Towns to dominate the center position, which he should, because the Nets don't really they play small ball, which in another statement that I have to say doesn't really work very well if you're playing against Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns usually dominates his small ball matchups. However, he played 40 minutes and only got 16 points. He hit 15% of the field from the field, but he didn't really do nothing. I mean, he got 10 rebounds, and that was it. He was not impressive.
Well, our center's name is Tyler Zeller.
Cody Zeller of Hawaiian Sophie fame, fake little whatever. you got to be old as us to know that reference.
Oh Lord.
You got Taj Gibson, who played 33 minutes and only was able to score 5 points off of 1-for-5 shooting. He had no stroke. Andrew Wiggins 8 for 17, had 17 points. That means he got. That means he didn't even get to the free throw line at all because he hit a 3-pointer. So nothing for that. And their bench only scored 8 points.
No, Jamal Crawford had 10 off the bench.
Oh no, he did have 10. Okay, so they scored 18 points. So that's even worse. Why is it even worse? Because your bench shouldn't be scoring only 18 points. I'd rather you score 8 points and have an excuse. Anyways,
some dude named Jay Harris on the Nets went 4 for 5 for 3.
Yeah. That's right. So yeah, Joe Harris played. He's their 6th man. Played 27 minutes. We had a Jared Allen sighting. He's the backup center for Tyler Zeller, which is an interesting thing. We also had a QAC sighting. Quincy AC ball out. Jahlil Okafor played 11 minutes and actually had a bucket. Holy shit! Okay.
Holy shit! Jahlil Okafor actually seen the NBA floor?
Yes, he did. I mean, the Sixers really didn't want him, and I don't blame him. But anyways, yeah. So their bench really came through for the most part. I mean, not too many points, but more points than the other team, which is what usually is required to win a basketball game.
hey, we have the most overpaid center in the NBA on our team, and he did not play due to a coach's decision, and that is Timothy Mozgov.
That's right. They'll eat that contract like Pac-Man. Damn it, it's all good. Like Tim, you just sit here. You do nothing. Nothing, Tim. Just sit down, Tim.
All I gotta say about Timothy Mozgov is, fuck you, LA Lakers, for dumping your trash on us.
Hey, that's what they call trade incentives, sir. They wanted to get rid of D'Angelo Russell. We'll take that Timothy Mozgov contract too. No big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but no big deal.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad that we're still reeling from a trade where we got Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett who did absolutely nothing for us.
I mean, you smelled the playoffs. Oh.
Yeah, we got there twice.
Yeah, that's all you can really ask for in the end.
Even though in the J.C. Kidd, Kenyon Martin era, we got there 3 years in a row to the NBA Finals. But hey, what can I complain about?
Okay, so then we have. Oh yeah, I think we talked about the Miami Heat.
Yep, we talked about the Miami Heat game
beating the Pistons. Let's go back in the times.
So we got the Raptors beating the tanking Bulls.
Yes, the Tanks, the Chicago Tanks. Just think about this: they went on an 11-game winning streak silently, and now they're 13-25. Let's put that out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is a team.
I want to put out there right now that the Oklahoma City Thunder absolutely mollywopped the Los Angeles Lakers last night.
Oh yeah, the Lakers just gave up. I saw that game on NBA TV. The Lakers gave up. That's just exactly what happened. There's really no other excuse for it. The Lakers just gave up in that game. They Russell Westbrook raped, pillaged, vandalized, demoralized, homogenized, all kind of eyes.
Homogenized, huh?
Homogenized them like some milk, sir. That's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what happened. It was all bad. We have the New Orleans Pelicans had a 12-1 run at the end of the third quarter and didn't look back as they beat the Utah Jazz 108-98. Falling out because the Phoenix Suns for some reason cannot guard guards. They lost 134-111. Golden State, Curry with the game-winning three-pointer at the end of the game. Saw that was insane. That's Jason Curry. Steph Curry. What the hell am I talking about? Steph Curry with the go-ahead three-pointer. After Harrison Barnes hits the tying three-pointer, he said, Steph Curry says, "Go fuck yourself." Harrison Barnes. Let's see what else. We got Giannis dropping 31 and 10 in a 122-101 win against the Indiana Pacers. And for the game of the night, ladies and gentlemen,
I have one thing,
and I have
something to say about what was supposed to be the game of the night. Why is it whenever the Cleveland Cavaliers lose a game, the question gets asked, even if it's one game, what's wrong with you guys? Are you guys falling apart?
Well, and I'm going to get to that too, because, I mean, amongst that loss, you have to realize they've lost 5 out of their last 7. Their victory that they had with Isaiah Thomas was their most impressive victory of the last month. And yet they couldn't turn that around and make it something.
Can I say something here? People need to remember the NBA. There's 82 fucking games. And last year, let me say it again, last year, the Cavaliers were not the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And they went along and mollywopped the Boston Celtics.
Yes, but remember, this was a Boston Celtics team that was limping around with Isaiah Thomas with a bad hip, mentally out of it because his brother had died, his sister had died. He had went through hell that season, and at some point his mind was fighting, but his body just gave up on him. Let's really be honest here. That Celtics team
the Cavaliers are 25-13. That is not a failure of a season by any stretch of the imagination right now.
Oh no, it's not a failure of a season, but they got to start asking questions. Like, I know Isaiah Thomas is there, and I know they want to baby him along, and that's fine and everything. But remember, this was the whole reason why they signed Derrick Rose to
Them signing Derrick Rose was the equivalent of the Raiders signing Trent Richardson and calling him a premier back.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
We're going to bring up bullshit. Anyway.
It happened like a year and a half ago. Derrick Rose is the glass man from Unbreakable.
See, this is all right. So let me tell you the issue with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay. Now, I know that in Cleveland, I know that once you get to the playoffs, it's really essentially just 8 to 9 man ball, right? The problem is that in the regular season, you have to be deep. The Celtics are deep, which they proved, oddly enough, last night. The Cleveland Cavaliers, on the other hand, did not. Because once you got to 6-man Dwayne Wade, it's hard for me to say 6-man Dwayne Wade, because in all reality, the 6th man should actually be Jeff Green, because he's been balling his ass off this year, but that's another story altogether. The starters last night was LeBron, Jay Crowder, Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, and Jose Calderon, because they held out Isaiah Thomas. You had Dwayne Wade, you had Tristan Thompson, you had Jeff Green, and you had Kyle Korver. And some dude named Seti Osman, who and Dwayne Wade, he's supposed to be a man. He only put up 5 points. He can't be a 6 man and only put up 5 points, which is why I said Jeff Green should be the man, because every time he comes off that bench, he's dropping double digits, and he's getting rebounds, and he's doing his thug thizzle. Kyle Korver always does his thing. However, where there was a Channing Frye sighting, he only played 5 minutes. Especially if you're down Isaiah Thomas, why are you only playing that man 5 minutes? And you're playing a team that notoriously plays small ball. I don't get it. I never will get it. But if you look at the depth, maybe when Isaiah Thomas comes back in, Jose Calderon becomes the energy guy off the bench once again, and maybe they get their shit together, and that's probably what they need. But if you look at the Celtics, the starting 5: Jason Tatum, Marcus Morris, Al Horford, Jaylen Brown, and Kyrie Irving. And then off the bench, Marcus Smart played 26 minutes. Some dude named Semi Ojeleye played 22 minutes, did absolutely nothing, but at least he was there. Aaron Baines, of Australian fame, he dropped some good points. Terry Rozier, that man they just talked about, he dropped 20 points off the bench. Playing 19 minutes, dropped 20 points. Daniel Theis played. Shane Larkin played. Abdel Nader played. Some dude named Gershon Yabusele. Gershon Yabusele. What the fuck is a Gershon Yabusele? He played.
It is Kelly Osynek's replacement. That's who that is.
Gershon Yabusele, ladies and gentlemen, that is the name. If somebody wants to buy me that jersey, I will wear it for the first. I will wear it on the show. Give me it's Guerschon Yabusele. That is my name of the day. The fuck is a Gershon Yabusele?
Okay, so I just going to put something out there right now. You just said in the playoffs, it comes down to a certain group of people who win playoff games, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm still going to say this. The NBA Finals will be the Warriors and the Cavaliers.
I don't know. I mean, we got.
I know.
Bruh, I want to talk about the just real quick, and I'll leave it at this. If we will see, I want to see the next Boston Cleveland game with Isaiah Thomas at full strength and both teams at full strength as they are now in the regular season playing 12-man, and then I can determine who's actually going to be the real NBA finalist for the Eastern Conference. And that's a fact, Jack. Woo!
Cleveland and Golden State will be in the finals again. Anyway. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is...
Toothpick, what?
Cheesecake, huh? Which is Bill Belichick once again telling his players, even though there's a blizzard, if you're late, you're suspended.
Yes, Belichick has issued the warning. I don't know. Let me throw on my glasses here. I don't know if anybody has paid attention to the New England Patriots midweek antics as much as we do, because we find it fucking hilarious. However, Bill Belichick, when all these snow games come along, and it happens every late November, all the way through January, he tells it like it is. He says, if you're late, you're suspended. And that's simply it. You don't play in that game. And he doesn't give a damn if it's a playoff game. His authority, his will is his own. He issued the warning knowing that the eastern storms are coming. He says, do not be late. Don't make the snow as an excuse to be late. Show up early. Take a snowmobile.
So basically, go sleep in the trainer's room.
Yeah, spend the night at the training facility if you need to. I would. As a matter of fact, hell, if I was Bill Belichick or I was Robert Kraft, I would build a hotel at the training facility. So when shit like this happens, nobody has a fucking excuse. You knew what the weather report was.
Well, we've seen in the past who some of the victims of this are, and they go by the names of Randy Moss, Atalius. What the fuck was his last name? Adalius Thomas, Richard Seymour, even fucking big number 92, Vince Wilfork.
Wasn't the one tight end, Martellus Bennett? He was a victim last year, wasn't he?
Martellus Bennett was a victim last year. Oh, let's do the most infamous one, because the dude never seen the Patriots field again. After going for 245 yards against the Indianapolis Colts and 4 touchdowns, what was that running back's name? He last played for the Dolphins after the Patriots cut him. The one who they brought in, LeGarrette Blount, to replace because he was late to practice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, some guy we don't even know anymore.
He's gone. He gone. He gone.
In other words, it don't matter what your name is, how good you are. If you are late to Bill Belichick's practice, you are not going to play.
Pretty much. And that's how it is. Like I said, his will is his own, and that's the way that it should be. So,
but in positive Patriots news, Rex Burkhead and Chris Hogan are participating fully in practice, so the Patriots should be almost fully healthy here in 2 weeks.
Yes, they should be. Should be good to go. We also, real quick, Marvin Lewis made a statement saying that he's going to start from scratch his new let me rephrase that. He's going to start from scratch his regime, which to me sounds like it's a rebuilding thing.
Regime is a perfect word for somebody who is probably as hated as Hitler in Cincinnati right now.
I'm not going to sit here and defend the man. I didn't defend him last night. I had never defended him in any of our Sinful Black broadcasts, and you won't see me defend him now. The man should have been fired long ago, but all I'm going to say is that I don't know how you get a rebuilding project and only get 2 years on a contract. I think, isn't rebuilding projects, this is supposed to be a 5-year plan, right? Like, aren't most coaches given 5 years to rebuild a team? 3 to 5, right?
Well, he's had 15. Well, he's had 15.
It's been the greatest rebuilding project of all time. We're at now World Trade Center epic levels of rebuilding. I mean, it's like we're building 208-foot towers. I think that's what Marvin Lewis is doing, and he's doing it with with 2 hands and maybe a pickaxe. How the fuck are you building with a pickaxe?
Hold on.
We'll have sound effects on the show, so we got to make our own.
Right?
Sorry.
Anyway, the Cincinnati Bengals, you know where they need to start at the rebuilding process?
Where?
Get rid of the ginger.
Get rid of the ginger. Andy Dalton's not a bad quarterback.
I rephrase that. The gingerbread man. Marvin Lewis. Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
He's not a good quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. He's just a quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Not even the quarterback, just a quarterback.
The guy they used to call the Red Rocket. The only thing that he reminds me of a Red Rocket is a dog's dick, okay?
We're gonna call him Red Robin. Yum.
No, it's Red Robin. Horrible.
Oh wow. Horrible. We're bad. All right. So now we're bad.
Fuck.
Oh well.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Andy Dalton.
Fuck you, Andy Dalton. That's right. Fuck you, Andy Dalton. All right. So now, since we didn't get a chance to talk about it last night, we're gonna have to talk about 2 of the games tonight. We're right this morning, and we're gonna fit this in briefly and then talk about NHL after this. So everybody wants to know when NHL is coming. It's coming right after we talk about the playoff preview. We're not going to give any predictions, just like we stated before. However, we're going to talk about the playoff games.
Yep, we'll do the predictions tomorrow morning's broadcast.
Yeah, we'll do the last playoff matchup, and then we'll do the predictions. It'll be the NFL morning show, basically.
Well, we'll do the last playoff matchup tonight.
Yeah, we'll do that tonight. And then we'll be the playoff prediction show tomorrow and an NBA recap for tonight. That'll be mainly an NHL recap for tomorrow. So, all right. So we got first thing on deck is
Atlanta.
Yes, versus the upstart Rams, the NFC West Division winners. Although if my Niners would have started Jimmy Garoppolo and played him the entire season, that might be a different story.
Well, you didn't get him. You didn't get him until week 5, so
we could have went 12-4. Well, yeah, exactly. I know.
Like I told you on episode 1, take a step back and relax and cool your jets with this one.
Yes, I know, but it's okay because now we know that we have the quarterback of the future, and I'm happy. But
if they sign him.
They will sign him. I think he's going to be the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL next to Alex Smith. I've already told you, Alex Smith is no longer going to be a Chief, and that's how I feel.
I told you, Alex Smith will be the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals next year.
Yeah, be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. But
anyway, somehow whenever we talk about the NFL, it always falls into either Patriots discussion or 49ers discussion. Let's actually talk about the games this time.
I don't know why it happens to talk about the 49ers.
You know what? I don't know why either.
So we got the night game for tomorrow is going to be the Falcons and the Rams. I like this matchup simply because I want to see what Dan Quinn has planned for Todd Gurley, and I don't think that he was going to be able to keep up.
I don't think Dan Quinn has a plan for Todd Gurley. I know he doesn't have a plan to keep Matt Ryan on his feet.
Well, that's true too, and the Rams defense is very opportunistic. it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Atlanta. If they can beat the Rams, they possibly have a chance of going all the way. But I really seriously doubt Rams. But I mean, that's given what's on paper now. But my understanding is that Todd Gurley might be limited in snaps this weekend, which is going to be something else to look out for.
Well, my understanding is the NFL coaches lie.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Remember, okay, I'm going to put this out there right now. I am a hardcore Patriots fan. Obviously, I wear it on my fucking sleeve. The injury report cannot be trusted from any team. Tom Brady's been on the injury report for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and if you recall, I mean, you know who started this whole thing? Greg Popovich in the NBA with the fake ass injury reports, and Bill Belichick was like, you know what? This seems like a good fucking idea.
And so the other game we have on deck is Buffalo at Jacksonville. This is the game the Pittsburgh Steelers severely hope that Buffalo wins.
Well, exactly. And I don't think it's going to happen. Although by the time we get to the weekend, we're going to be in conditions that Buffalo players are used to playing in here in Florida. The plan is going to be about 30 degrees. Going to have some wind chill. I mean, if it stays that temperature, actually, I think Buffalo has an advantage.
I'm gonna give an early warning to Jacksonville. As long as Blake Bortles throws under 4 interceptions and you rely on Leonard Fournette in that defense, you'll be just fine.
They'll be just fine. Apparently, Leonard Fournette is expected to carry, they said, 90% or 95% of the workload. TJ Yeldon is not even looking at having any kind of stats as projected. So this is gonna be a ground and pound game based off of the weather going on. So not only that,
do you really want to trust Blake Bortles with a playoff game?
I mean, not necessarily trust, but at least keep the run honest. I think it like this: they should go West Coast offense, like the old Niners. Bill Walsh is they use the pass to help the run, to set up the run. And I think if they do that, Leonard Fournette is going to be in for a monster game, and Jacksonville is going to pull this one out, have a playoff win for the first time since David Gerard was in the lineup. Good God, that's a long time ago.
Anyway, with that being said, let's switch over because we're running out of time. We are going to talk about there's only 2 NHL games last night.
Yes, sir.
I just had it up. My tablet was like, fuck you. You don't need to see what happened in the NHL.
Ain't important. Ain't important. So basically, I'll give a quick rundown.
Yeah.
A quick rundown is we had the Detroit Red Wings taking a 2-1 game over the Senators. And then we had
the Blackhawks taking a 5-2 win over the New York Rangers. It's still the Golden Knights League. The Golden Knights and the Lightning collision course for the Stanley Cup Finals,
which I cannot wait for. Imagine 2 teams that do not deal with hockey as a main sport in their city, because keep in mind, teams like Detroit, New York, they deal with hockey. I mean, they deal with snow and shit on a daily basis, weekly basis, and we're going to end up having 2 summertime teams in the NHL, the NHL playoffs and the NHL Stanley Cup. Imagine that.
Also, and some other news on that whole front, the 2 last places Mr. Black has lived could meet in the Stanley Cup Finals this year.
That's interesting, right? That's real fucking interesting. This is gonna be. It's gonna be a hell of a what a time to be alive. Let me just say that. What a time to be alive.
So that's it for the NHL. So now we're gonna go into the final rundown. Mr. Black, you didn't get a chance to do this last night due to somebody fucking with your fire alarm.
Yes, and by the way, I got to say that there was no fire. The place was, in fact, there was no fire so much. It was our show that was on fire. That's what it was, sir. That's exactly.
I told you, the show was lit, and it just set off the alarms where you live.
They knew what was up. They were like, you know what? Like lit hot like fucking fire. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that we're gonna see. You're gonna see 2 times a week. You're gonna feel it.
2 times a week?
Well, no time.
Hold on. If it was 2 times a week, we'd only be in episode 2.
Well, my bad. I'm sorry. 2 times a day. You're going to feel it. You're going to taste it. And just like The Rock says, you're going to smell it. And I hope you smell what we're cooking here at Sinful Black Entertainment. And if you do, and if I'm looking at you on YouTube and I'm looking at you on Facebook, YouTube, Facebook. If you do, if you like what you see and you think that you want to get your news in the morning without having to deal with ESPN's and Disney's penny bullshit, definitely hit the subscribe button, the point to the left in YouTube, point down, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you also follow Sinful Black Entertainment. This video will be posted on there ASAP. And Mr. Sin, I want you to tell them how they can go ahead and make sure that they always get notified when we are online, sir.
When we go live, if you hit that little bell icon next to the subscribe button on YouTube, you will know when we are live. Now, for the Facebook users, you don't get to see our cool little overlay on the video. So start watching the shit on YouTube, too. You know what? Run both, okay? Run both at the same time so you can hear the weird echoes that you hear when you hear two people talking as 4 people.
It gets really crazy.
With that being said, tomorrow we will have the daytime Ovatyme Sports Talk, which will be mostly NFL focused due to the playoffs.
Yes.
But tomorrow night, we will be having our Off the Rails show. And I have something to say about a big YouTuber tomorrow night. A man named Logan Paul. I have a lot of issues right now. But
yeah, I know.
I will save that for Off the Rails tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll save that. We got it because we got to get. I'm gonna get real nice and drunk and angry for that one. This is that kind of one because I've known some people and it kind of hits home. So I definitely got to talk about that. So
right. Anyway, if you like he said, if you see those 2 little demons down there and you see that big red button under them, quit making them sit on the hot seat. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so their asses ain't burning anymore. But anyway, we will see you later on tonight in roughly 12 hours, just like last night. And hopefully the video isn't so lit the fire alarms go off at Mr. Black's place of residence.
Exactly. And if it does happen, we always survive and adapt. But we want to make sure that you get the best of everything on YouTube and Facebook. We want to make sure
the YouTube viewing audience had something interesting to watch last night as I was playing with the phone and just moving it around, trying to get Mr. Black on the fucking camera.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of awkward.
But this is what happens when you stream live and do not do edits. So, with that being said, we are Sinful Black Entertainment. Thank you once again for joining us both on YouTube and on Facebook. Coming soon, probably to Twitter Live. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Anyway, we are out this bitch. Peace.
Peace.